Good evening. I'll give everybody some time to hop in. I'm doing a couple of videos today, doing some planning for the week. We have a lot of big things coming. I'm going to be doing a 30-day course coming up soon. So I want to give everybody some time to hop in. We'll talk about the course a little bit later on. It's actually going to be a free 30-day course. It's self-led. Just basically giving you some inspiration and thoughts to help create some powerful shifts in your life. So everybody can come in. If you catch us on the replay, feel free to leave your questions or comments below. But something was kind of weighing on my mind that I wanted to share with you today, and something that I see rather often. And I want to talk to you today about planning or the need for control and knowing what's coming next. How often in your life do you find that you are planning your next move before you even finish your current move? So you're not actually enjoying your current present time because you're focused on what may happen in the future, what should happen in the future, and we all know shoulds are going to get us in trouble, right? And you're losing a little bit of attachment to reality because you're so focused on what might happen, what could happen, what will happen, and the future thinking is taking you away from enjoying the present moment. So can you see how that would be possible? Maybe some areas that you're doing that is in planning your business or in your relationship with your children. You're forecasting what's supposed to happen before it actually happens. So you're setting these expectations of what you want to control in your life. Maybe you want to have everyone organized so that they are going a certain place at a certain time, or you know what your business is doing before you're actually up to the point of growth. Maybe you are forecasting what you would like to do with your friends but haven't even spoken with them yet. So there's a little bit of assumption that's coming into play as well. When things happen that are not in your control, when you don't know what's going on, when there's a lot of things in question, sometimes people will find themselves getting frustrated, scared, angry because they're losing control. If you find that maybe you need to know what the outcome is, you're afraid to take the risk because you don't know that it's a guarantee, so you tend to live it safe. If you find yourself living it safe, you might not be living because you're holding on to what is a secure answer and not looking at everything in between. But life is not something that's black and white, right? We have so many different things that happen, and there's that whole gray area in between. But when you're afraid to explore that gray area, you're missing out on so much, because sometimes the greatest quality and the greatest adventures and the greatest growth happens in that gray area. So if you're only looking at the black and the white, you're missing everything in between. Can you see how that's possible? So what you want to do is just start to gradually allow possibilities in, instead of everything being so planned or regimented. Having the planning and the regimenting can actually hinder you from growth, because we don't know what's going to happen, right? We can't guarantee the ending of a relationship, or if this relationship is going to be the one that lasts forever. You can't guarantee job security. You can't guarantee growth in your business. You can't guarantee that your children are always going to do everything right. Everything is a risk that we take. So when you find yourself planning, we all need to plan to a certain extent, but there's a point that when your planning sets an expectation that's unrealistic, you're setting yourself up for failure. And what I mean by that is, you spend so much time on the planning, you lose the momentum of possibility. Can you see where that's possible? If you're not living in the current moment, you're missing out on what's right in front of you. You're missing out on, enjoying, some quiet time. You're missing out on the moment, what's around you. Are you looking at the ocean? Are you looking at the beautiful weather? Are you spending time with family? Are you appreciating the time you're spending with family? What's in your current moment that you're missing out on because you're so focused on the future? And if you're driven by planning, and if you're driven by control, there's a level of fear that's underneath that. Fear of failure, fear of not succeeding, fear of not following through, fear of not being good enough. So you want everything to be perfect. But life isn't perfect. People aren't perfect. So if that's what you're striving for and everything has a certain level of perfection that you're expecting from it, then it's going to be exactly live in the moment. If you're putting that level of pressure on there and perfection, it's something that is so difficult to obtain that you're actually sabotaging yourself before you can actually get there. So if you have, and everybody needs goals and something to strive for, so that's not what I'm saying. But if you have a goal, you can set the goal and you can set healthy steps to achieve that goal. But if you're looking at it like you think it's going to happen overnight and you're going to control every step of the way and it's going to be perfect, you're not being realistic. Because we're all going to have, there's a thing that goes around, I don't know if you ever saw it on the internet, but it talks about what does success look like, right? And it's like this swirly thing, and it's left and it's right and it's over and it's around. And that's true, because nothing is just a perfect straight arrow. And if you set the expectation that it's going to be easy or that it's going to be this straight arrow and everything's going to be flawless, what's going to happen? You're going to get frustrated, you're going to give up, and chances are you're not going to hit that goal that you were striving for. So be realistic in what you're doing. And maybe you've even had people say to you that you're controlling. Are you controlling your husband, your boyfriend, your children, your friends? Do you have to be the one that makes every decision? Do you have to be the one that has the final say in everything? Because it's healthy to let go of some of that. There's something that I do with many of my clients, and it's called the 6 Human Needs Test. It's something I've studied through working under the Robbins Madonna's program through Tony Robbins. And if you're valuing certainty at that high of a level, it's going to control every single decision that you make. So what I did was I created an opportunity for you to go ahead. I'm going to paste it right here. Hey, Stacy, long time no see. I'm going to post the link right here, and you can take that test. That test is going to show you what the 6 Human Needs is about, and then I'm going to manually grade it and give you some feedback on how that rated for you. And if you sense that maybe certainty and having that definite control, that definite answer, needing to know the outcome, if that's something that you think is going to be a high need for you or high value for you, and you can see it interfering in your life right now, there's a very good shot that that's going to be your highest human need. So you can go ahead, take that quiz. I'll send you an email with the results and kind of give you some ideas on how that could be affecting your life, whether you rank high on certainty or maybe it's one of the other human needs. But it's important to be aware of how this is affecting you. And I think I have found that maybe it's just coincidence, maybe it's the clients that I've attracted, but I found that certainty was the highest ranking one that came up for any of the clients that have taken it. So many times when I do these videos, I write my blogs, I'm sharing, I'm talking to people, I talk about this one the most because I've seen it the most and I've actually experienced it myself. When we value certainty, when we value that definite outcome, it can take so much away from us. I can tell you how it affected me and how I've seen it, how it affected others. It actually caused me to be paralyzed in a business that I couldn't stand, I hated. I worked in a job for almost close to 20 years, between 15 and 20 years, that was just sabotaging me. It was breaking my heart. It was breaking my drive, my ability to grow. It was a terrible, terrible environment. And I stayed with it because it was certain. I stayed with it because it was guaranteed. I stayed with it because I knew that I was safe. I stayed with it because I knew that I would absolutely have a job and no one was going to fire me. Like, that's not a reason that you stay with something just for it to be safe. You want more than that. You want to feel fulfillment. You want to feel passion. You want to feel excitement, love. Like, you want to feel all that. And if you're valuing certainty, or if you're valuing control, or you need to know the end outcome, you're missing all of that in between. And it affects so many different areas. So if you're catching this on the replay, post your questions in the comment box. If you're catching it on the replay, you can go ahead and take that quiz that I posted, and I'd be happy to send the results to you and let you know how you do on the quiz. Any questions, post them in the comment box, and I will be speaking to you soon.